Let's run the fucking ball. Why didn't you just take a fucking knee?
Says up on Pornhub. Sorry for your weird masturbation session.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Welcome to Sideline Study Podcast. Week number 3. Well, we're going into the third week of the NFL season. First 2 weeks, we're gonna the topic of the day is injuries. Tons of injuries. A lot of injuries. And some key players are out for some for some teams, for especially San Francisco. Three of their guys are out because of torn ACLs. I want to talk about. Well, first let me introduce everybody. We have Coop right next to me, Sarah right below Coop, and Bobbit right below me. How is everybody doing tonight?
Great. How about you guys?
Oh, I guess I speak first. Well, it's I got to say, for the second week of football, we saw some crazy games there back and forth, but it's I got to say this has probably been one of the most devastating weeks in NFL history
as far as injuries go. Yeah. And I do want to make a point. Everybody talking about in the chat about how these injuries. Does it have anything to do with preseason? I'm going to go with the knee injuries. No. Because I've had a knee injury myself, and sometimes they're just freak accidents. It has nothing to do with condition. Knee is a very fragile joint. That joint is when you're running, you're putting pressure on that knee. And that knee can take a lot of pressure just at times. Sometimes it just, freak accident, it just gives out. And that's what happened. I don't know what happened. I didn't see a lot of the injuries that happened Sunday. In fact, I seen none of them because the games that I watched, they were all pretty healthy. But now the hamstrings and the quads and the taking shots, like people getting the wind knocked out of them. I can see that being a factor, but I'm not going to buy that knee injuries are the reason why preseason are the reason that they're happening because there was no preseason. I don't buy that. I know from firsthand experience what a knee injury can do. My knee literally freaking exploded. It was a freak accident. I turned one way and my body stayed, the lower half of my leg stayed, and my upper body went the other way, and it shattered my knee. Severed my kneecap, tore every ligament in my knee, severed. Yeah, it ruined my high school career. Damn. For football, wrestling, baseball. So my junior and senior year, I couldn't play sports because I had to wait until I had surgery. So that's all I have to say about the injury thing. As far as does it have anything to do with preseason? I can buy the quad injuries, the hamstrings, all that stuff, but the knee injuries, no. There's a lot of knee injuries. 7 knee injuries. I think that's what you said, Coop. 7 knee injuries.
Yeah, I think around 7 ACL tears or something like that.
Wow, that's a lot. Three of them on one team.
Yeah, the Niners had Nick Bosa,
Solomon Thomas, and didn't Tevin Coleman tear his knee too, or didn't he?
Yeah,
I know Jimmy Bosa's gone. I know that.
So is Solomon Thomas. That hurts because now they only have 2 defensive pass rushers. That hurts because that's why San Francisco was so good, is because they would be fresh. They could substitute in and out.
We'll see what Ziggy Ansah can bring to the 49ers after they just signed him. So, yeah, they've signed him for this year. See if that will help a little bit.
Cortland Sutton got a torn ACL, too, from the Broncos.
I thought that was a shoulder. Oh, he tore his ACL? Okay, let's go through the injuries. I don't want to just go, all of a sudden, we're going to start talking about something else. Let's go through all the injuries. Sarah,
Okay, so,
you're the one that's reporting on all this stuff. Go ahead.
Okay, so Malik Hooker from the Colts, he had a torn Achilles, so he's done for the year.
He's done for 2 years because that injury, you have to learn how to walk again.
And then Paris Campbell had a sprained MCL and PCL injury.
Okay, so Malik Hooker tore his Achilles tendon.
Yeah.
Which means it was ripped right from the bone or severed in half. And that requires big-time surgery, and it takes over a year to recover from that because you have to teach your ankle how to re-walk.
Yeah. And then Cortland Sutton had a torn ACL.
Okay, so is that all the injuries from the Colts?
Yeah, that's all from the Colts.
Okay.
And then for the Broncos, Cortland Sutton had a torn ACL. And then Drew Lock had a severe rotator cuff strain.
He might be out for a while.
He's going to be out for at least 3 to 6 weeks. That's what they're saying. So they signed Blake Bortles today to a 1-year contract, to help come in and help him, with Driscoll.
Okay, so let's go back. Let's go division by division. Let's not just jump all over the place.
Okay.
Tennessee came out pretty healthy, correct?
Yep.
Jacksonville came out pretty healthy, correct?
Yep.
Houston came out pretty healthy, correct?
Correct.
All right. The Jets, they had their injuries last week, and they're just a concussion waiting to happen. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Okay. The Patriots, they got out of there healthy. Yes. For the most part. Buffalo got out healthy for the most part. And Miami got out healthy for the most part. AFC South, Tavon Young from the Baltimore Ravens tore his ACL. He's out for the year. I don't know about any other injuries for Baltimore. Pittsburgh, I think they got out healthy. Cleveland and Cincinnati both got out healthy. I didn't hear any injuries about them.
Nope.
The AFC West, Kansas City got out healthy. We'll talk about that game in a minute because Kansas City is not that good.
The Chargers had a minor injury to start the game.
Okay.
Tyrod Taylor.
We'll talk about that game when we get to it because I want to talk about Herbert. I told everybody. The guy's legitimate. Nobody fucking listens to me ever. Joe Burrow, he's the greatest thing since Wonder Bread.
No, I thought Justin Herbert was better than
Justin
Joe
Herbert.
Burrow.
Justin Herbert last year, not this last year, but the year before, Kyler Murray wouldn't have been the first pick. He would have been if he would have come out.
Mm-hmm.
So he dropped because he came back for his senior year. I think Las Vegas came out healthy. They got out of their game healthy. And Denver had Cortland Sutton and Drew Lock got hurt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a bundle of teams had injuries. In the NFC West, Seattle got out healthy. Arizona got out healthy for the most part.
Seattle's cornerbacks got banged up in the New England game there.
He did. That's right. He tore his ACL too, I think.
Yeah, Marquise Blair.
Sure.
The safety.
He tore his ACL, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So he's out for the year. San Francisco, they had 5 injuries. 3 of them they've lost. I think 3 of them they've lost the guy. 3 of them they've lost for the year. They have no running backs now. Raheem Mostert and they'll get them back. Raheem Mostert and Tevin Coleman are hurt. So who do they have now? I don't know. We'll see. Who else?
Is Coleman the same guy? He just came back. Somebody just came back after 2 years being away from an injury. Is that Coleman or no?
That's McKinnon.
Yes, Jerry McKinnon. That's who it is.
Well, the kid, Joseph, plays for the Raiders, hurt himself last night, ran into that whatever that fucking thing is.
Yeah.
And he ran into that. They lost him last year, and he was one of their first round draft picks. He tore his labrum last year, so he was gone for the year. And this is only his third game, and he ended up running right into that thing. And thank God he was okay.
Yeah, he was like down for a while.
So let's see. Arizona came out healthy. San Francisco, Seattle. San Francisco did not come out healthy. Arizona came out healthy, and then the Los Angeles Rams came out healthy, as far as I know. Go ahead.
I just want to mention about the 49ers that there's been a lot of talk about the turf. That's what I wanted to talk about here, because I had a talk with my father when he played in football, and the turf, whatever you play on, can make a difference when it comes to ACL tears.
Oh, sure.
He tore his ACL.
Sure.
So the 49ers, Kyle Shanahan, was complaining about the turf being too sticky. So they have somebody, I think they're going to investigate the field there. And the 49ers
where was this at?
Where was this? Was at MetLife Stadium, where the 49ers played. And so they have an investigator that's going to check out the field. But they're playing again there next week.
Okay. So what are they going to do? What are they going to do? Make them? You can't do that anymore? Come on.
As far as I know, it's do new fields are sticky. That's from what I know.
And that's fine. But if Shanahan's going to blame that on the reason that they aren't as good as everybody thought they were, I don't want to.
He's blaming on the injuries.
Oh, he does. But if he's going to blame those injuries happen. I could play on the stiffest surface, the most comfortable surface in anywhere, and I could still get fucking hurt. So it being sticky, I fucking just stop, Shanahan, just stop. This guy's trying to find excuses upon excuses upon excuses, and that's just the way I see it.
It is something I'm going to monitor though, and they're gonna check out the field, so I'm going to keep an eye out for that.
All right, that's fine. So the NFC South. Tampa Bay got out healthy. Carolina got out healthy. Did they not, Bobbit? Even though they lost again?
Christian McCaffrey's out for 2 to 4 weeks.
Okay.
They said 4 to 6 on my end.
Okay, so 2 to 4, 2 to 6. It doesn't matter. You want to this for that. What did he do?
High ankle sprain.
Ankle sprain.
He'll be out for 2 to 4 weeks, 2 to 6 weeks. I don't. Who else is in the NFC South? New Orleans. Their pride is hurt. But Michael Thomas, I think he'll be back next week. They wanted him. They're just same thing with Devontae Adams. They want him healthy. That's why he didn't play last week. Who else is
you guys already go through Anthony Barr for Vikings?
No, I haven't gotten to the NFC North yet. Who else is in the NFC? So who is the one team that I'm missing? Help me here.
Falcons.
Tampa Bay.
Atlanta. I don't know what's going on with Julio Jones. I don't know.
Still just questionable.
He's fighting an injury, but it's nothing that he's out for. But he's always questionable because I don't know what Quinn's doing down in Atlanta. NFC North, Green Bay got out pretty healthy. I'm going to talk about that game because that was frustrating at the beginning. Detroit, I got out pretty healthy, I think. They didn't have many big injuries. Minnesota, Anthony Barr is out. I don't know what he did. He's gone. He's out. He's out for the year. And Chicago got out pretty healthy. The NFC East, the Giants, I think they got out pretty healthy.
Nope. Saquon Barkley's done for the year.
Yep, Saquon Barkley tore his knee. He's out for the year.
They did sign Devontae Freeman today, though. The Giants did.
Okay. We ask Coop what he thinks of Devontae Freeman. But anyway. The Cowboys got out pretty healthy. I want to talk about that game because I watched it and I call bullshit on some shit in that game because that was not pass interference. Both guys were hand fighting. You don't throw the flag in that situation. Not in that situation. The one last week, that was pass interference, but it was a really good sell job. You don't give a rookie that leeway. I'm sorry, you don't. You don't. I think that was the play. No, that was last night. But the Dallas game, they got away with something. I don't remember what it was.
They got away with a win.
Washington, yeah, they did. Washington got out of there healthy. And I think that's pretty much it. Philadelphia got out healthy, I do believe. So the injuries are, again, yes, the injuries are devastating. But again, I'm going to say it, and I'll let you guys speak on it. The injuries to me, like the knee injuries and stuff, has nothing to do with them not having a preseason. That's all I'm gonna say. Other things like the quads and the hamstrings, that's because they're not doing the proper workout. Coop, you guys can talk about it. What are your thoughts?
I'll let the Cavs go first.
No, I agree. I mean, I agree with you. I don't think it was necessarily preseason either because they just have to correctly condition themselves properly and do the correct rehab, workouts.
Well, see, here's my problem with it. These guys are getting paid millions and millions of dollars,
right?
At the highest level, and they're taking what they have for granted. It seems like a lot of these players are taking what they have for granted, and that to me is not how you do things. That's just me, though. So, yeah. Bobbit, what about you?
I agree 100% with you guys. Like, hell, they could have gotten injured just walking down to the Baskin-Robbins.
True.
It doesn't matter if they had a preseason or not,
Right. I agree. All right, so let's get to the games that we watched. I know Heather watched the Baltimore Texans game. I watched the Packers and Lions, and then I watched the Chargers and the Chiefs, and we'll talk about that. Coop, you watched condensed games. Sarah, what games did you watch?
I watched the Steelers and the Bronco game and the Chargers and the Chiefs game, too.
Okay. Bobbit, you watched the Carolina Panthers and what?
The Bucks.
The Buccaneers and the Panthers, right?
Yes, sir.
And what was the second game that you watched?
It was the Chiefs, Chargers, and also watched the Ravens, Texans game.
Okay. So I'll let you go first, Bobbit, with the Panthers and the Buccaneers.
Okay. Basically, it was a game of two halves. Basically, first half, Buccaneers was looking really fucking good. Like, I didn't think Carolina had a chance, but then as soon as they came out after halftime, that's when shit hit the fucking fan. I don't know what it is about that Bucs team, but they are not a second half team right now.
Well,
like, they're not as good as everybody's making them out to be.
That's what I was going to say. I don't think the Buccaneers are that great. They're good. They have the potential to be good, but I don't think they're as good as everybody thinks they are.
Well, like the fact that Carolina almost came back and won that game, they shouldn't have. It should have been a blowout.
Well,
honestly.
I said, we were I was streaming, and Bobbitt was with me, and I said, I think, and Coop was there too for some of it. With Carolina, you're going to have growing pains. They're a young team. They're going to struggle. They're going to show flashes of being a team that can compete because they are at the highest level. That said, they're going to struggle this year. They're going to be one of those teams that are going to be fighting for that number one pick. It's just the way it is. The Trevor Lawrence lottery. That's what they're going for.
Yeah, I think Carolina needs a QB for a franchise QB for down the road. So I think the lottery is good.
Yeah. So
I agree.
yeah, they're gonna struggle, but it'll be okay. I think it'll be okay. Heather watched the Packers and Ravens game. Packers and Lions with me. So when I talk about that, I'll go last on the early games. Sarah, why don't you go ahead and talk about your game that you watched?
I watched the Steelers and the Broncos from Pittsburgh, and I thought Pittsburgh looked pretty good for the most of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Their defense is really looking sharp.
Yeah.
Big Ben's back. Big Ben's definitely back. They definitely need a Big Ben back.
Yeah.
Their quarterback situation was awful last year, like terribly awful.
And they still almost made the fucking playoffs.
I know. That's what's crazy. Juju Smith-Schuster's looking really good. He's really, looked pretty decent this offseason. Getting Eric Ebron really did help them, with their tight end game, there too. So.
Yep. Cool.
Denver, they played pretty okay. It could have been worse.
Right.
Driscoll did impress me though. Their backup quarterback didn't do too bad. He was pretty decent.
Okay, Coop, what early games did you catch?
Well, I caught most of them. Well, actually, I caught all of them. But I'll just some teams I just want to call out right now. Like the Philadelphia Eagles. I was watching their game, and oh my god, Carson Wentz did not look good in my opinion. He had 3 interceptions. Oh my god, they got destroyed by the Rams. You can't leave out the Rams this year.
Okay.
I thought they were going to go down.
So can I ask this question? And I think I said this last week. The Rams. Everybody has to remember the Rams are only 2 years removed from going to the Super Bowl. They have not. The only piece that they've lost from that Super Bowl was Todd Gurley. They've added some pieces. They have a pretty good backfield with Henderson and Akers, whoever else they have in that backfield. The Rams and their defense is pretty good. I mean, they have the best defensive lineman in the game, and they have the best defensive back in the game. So, and they have that at all 3 levels on defense, they are pretty good. I don't think people understand that Jared Goff, yes, he's the number 1 pick, but he's playing within the system that he's given. And he's doing a really good job of it. He's not making mistakes. Last year he pressed because he didn't have Cooper Kupp. Having Cooper Kupp back is huge for him, and they keep mentioning that. Having Cooper Kupp back, because he's his outlet. They were teammates in college. So I know Coop is well, the Rams, Jared Goff isn't. Watch. The Rams, they're only 2 years removed. They're only 2 years removed from being in the Super Bowl. Do not count the Rams out.
I take back, actually, because I thought the Rams were going to go downfall, but man, that's a tough division that they're in right now. It's going to be a tough division this year. San Francisco with their injuries, I'm actually calling them not making it. just because, well, they say that San Francisco has a bunch of depth on their team.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to wait and see, but like that division is stacked. So
I don't see much of a drop off from Aaron Donald there, Rick. I really don't. He still looks like a beast. That game against the Cowboys, he was destroying an offensive line that was supposed to be one of the best offensive lines in the NFL. He was in the fucking backfield all fucking day long. So, and Ndamukong Suh, yeah, he's good, but he's not the reason Aaron Donald was good.
Aaron Donald's a beast.
Aaron Donald is one of the best players. He's the best defensive player in the game today.
He's the best defensive player in the league right now. Period.
Well, I mean, it's like basketball for me. I don't consider LeBron James. Well, yeah, I can because he can play all 5 positions. The same with Giannis. He can play all 5 positions if he has to. But you look at
Antetokounmpo?
Yeah, Antetokounmpo. Yeah. So for me, he's the best defensive lineman in the game today.
I agree.
I don't like when they say defensive player of the year. I don't like that. I don't like that. Best defensive lineman.
I must say, off to just 2 weeks in, Chase Young is looking pretty fucking good. Chase Young, that was the 2nd overall in the draft for Washington.
Chase Young? Yeah, he's been all right.
He's looking pretty good this year so far. I'm going to keep an eye on him.
Yeah, okay, Rick, you're arguing a point, and I'm actually you're winning my argument for me. Without Ndamukong Suh, he still had 11 and a half sacks. Did he not lead the league in sacks last year? You can't say, well, he had 20 the year before. Well, that defensive line that the Rams had, I mean, Jesus Christ, they had Michael Brockers and Ndamukong Suh and Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald should have had 20 sacks that year. I mean, I get what you're saying. It's a drop-off, but he still had 11 and a half sacks last year. I don't see. But Suh wasn't there last year, and he still led the league with 11 and a half sacks. That's the point. That's my point. That's how good Aaron Donald is. He was good before Ndamukong Suh got there. I mean, I get what you're saying, but I'm not going to buy that argument that he had Ndamukong Suh. That's why he was the defensive player of the year. Still pretty fucking good. Double-digit sacks, man. Go ahead.
I think Kirk Cousins looked like shit on Sunday. I was watching the Colts highlights of that game.
Well, okay. Now I'm gonna say this. Kirk, what did I say about the Vikings? What do they have? What does Kirk Cousins have to work with?
What, just Thielen and Cook?
They've got Kyle Rudolph, they got Dalvin Cooks, and that's probably
but I'm talking about throwing the ball, Coop. They have 2 guys.
I know. I mean, Kyle Rudolph is pretty good, though.
Okay, but he's a tight end, though. He's a tight end.
Yeah, exactly. Right. But, like, other than that, they only got 2 people to throw to. That's what I mean.
Yeah. Well, who cares? Who cares? Rick, my point is, Aaron Donald's a fucking beast. Plus, Aaron Donald, the guys that were next to him last year were fighting injuries. The Rams were fighting so many injuries last year. Aaron Donald was the only reason that defense stayed relevant last year. I'm not going to sit here and argue about fucking Ndamukong Suh and how good he is. I know how good Ndamukong Suh is. I watched him play in fucking Detroit for fucking 10 years. He's also a fucking cocksucker. He's a cheap shot artist.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to me. So we watched the Packers. We watched the Packers and the Lions. And I'm going to tell you right now, Green Bay, I don't know what it is. The fourth quarter and the first quarter of the fucking game, fourth quarter of the Vikings game and the first quarter of the Lions game, Green Bay just looked like they didn't want to fucking play. They fell behind 14-3. They weren't doing anything. They were just, yeah, we're here. And then Detroit happened. Detroit literally happened. Mistake
second quarter defense pass interferences. Oh my God.
No, and it was just in the final, 2 or 3 minutes in the first half? Final 2 or 3 minutes of the first half. 3 defensive pass interference, face mask penalty, and just say it again. Holding calls. They just look terrible. Yeah. And then that's Green Bay just said, fuck this, we're done. And they took off, and they ended up winning 42-21. I was pretty much trying to call them bob it down with the fucking Panthers pretty much the entire second half because I wasn't too worried about the Packer game.
Aaron Jones is looking great right now.
Aaron Jones, he's looking really, really good.
He's leading the league right now in rushing yards. So that's a good start for him.
Yeah. So we'll see. Green Bay has next week. They have the Saints. Late games. I watched the Chargers and the Chiefs. And pretty much everybody did. That was like the national game of the week. The Chiefs didn't decide to play football until, and thank God they were playing the Chargers. And I'm not saying the Chargers are a bad football team, but thank God they were playing the Chargers and they were playing against a rookie quarterback, because if that would have been Aaron Rodgers or anybody else, the Chiefs would probably be 1-1 right now. The Chiefs, I'm sorry, the Chiefs are not. Run the ball. What the fuck did the Chargers? They ran the ball, threw it when they had to. And then in the second and then in the fourth quarter, they decided to try to throw the ball. I don't know why teams do that. They had the Chiefs on the ropes. The Chiefs were beat. They couldn't do anything. I'm not buying the Chiefs right now. They look mediocre at best. So did Patrick Mahomes. He looked good with in the final 2 minutes of the game, but I'm not going to sit here. You can't do this against the elite teams in the NFL. I'm sorry.
I think he had his lowest career at halftime. It was a career low for him at halftime with like only 9 points or something like that.
I thought it was yards.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's one of the two. Sorry, but I just remember it's his lowest career in something. So he definitely, that was like one of the worst games he's played so far.
Yeah. Justin Herbert, the real deal. He's a real deal, people. The real deal. I think he is legitimate. And a lot of that has to do, Aaron, is the Chiefs aren't very good on defense. They're not. The Chiefs aren't as good as everybody thinks they are. The Chiefs' defense is Patrick Mahomes. Or a really bad offensive team. That's all I'm going to say. I don't think the Chiefs are good. The Chiefs are going to be one of the better teams in the AFC, but I'm not going to say that the Chiefs are the best team in the NFL.
Nope.
Well, they are. They are until somebody beats them. They are until somebody beats them.
Justin Herbert is phenomenal.
He's the real deal. He's the real deal. Bobbitt, what second half game did you watch? Bobbitt. What's up, Mello? Sarah, what game did you watch? You watched the Chiefs Chargers?
Yeah. I was really impressed with Justin Herbert, just the way his presence, like he was very calm. He did a very good job.
Okay.
I just think he should be the starter going forward. Like I do.
Okay.
Just because I think he's the real deal. The Chiefs just don't. I don't think they're the best team, honestly. I think
they
the Ravens
are. They are the best team. Until they get beat, you can't say they aren't.
I'm saying they're probably with the top two teams.
They've won when they've played. They've executed when they've had to. But that could hurt them down the road. It hurt them last year because
that kicker was good for them.
Harrison and Patrick Mahomes needs to be gobbling on his cock because he saved Patrick Mahomes this weekend.
Yep, he sure did.
Bobbit, what game did you watch? Apparently, Bobbit fell asleep on me.
Oh, it's do you want me to go?
Sure.
From because I know you guys caught those games and that I caught the Arizona and Washington game. I know it's not a game that probably people want to tune into, but from what I saw, like still the Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins connection, I'm still liking. They're still connecting good. From what I'm seeing, like people are saying that Kyler Murray, he might be MVP category right now with Russell Wilson. I'm not buying it though. I'm not buying it. Kyler Murray, from what I saw, he made some mistakes. I think he had one interception from what I saw. He pulled it on the ball a couple times. So I'm not sold on him being in that MVP category yet. But I want to see Kyler Murray go against better teams rather than Washington and who they beat last week.
Right.
San Francisco, right? So let's see how Arizona does against the better teams.
Okay. I'm going to let Heather come over here because she watched the Ravens and the Texans game. So she's going to talk about that. Go ahead.
Oh. Like the new shirt?
Yeah, I do. It's kind of, I like it. Where'd you get it at? I
Walmart.
Kind of like to get some. Really?
Yep.
I'll have to go check them out.
1 second, I can't see. I'll come back in.
So yeah, with Ravens and Texans, the Ravens defense.
There we go. Okay, now I can see.
The Ravens defense looked like a fucking brick wall.
They look good.
They did. It was definitely one of those games that showed to me that they shored up the holes that they had last year. Not as much as they would have last year. Yeah. Oh, that's going to happen.
What's the score? 33-16?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
He asked me to take over, and
well, I was asking a question. That's all.
Lamar Jackson looks very good. Lamar Jackson looks good.
Running back. I love that guy. J.K. Dobbins. I love him.
From there, we know that their front eight is pretty ready for this season.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Front seven, front eight, whatever. They're ready. They can take on the teams, and they got a tough game in the Chiefs next week, which, given Mahomes' fucking performance on Sunday, I don't think we got it.
Play better. I agree with Heather on that.
Exactly, Alpha, exactly. Just look at how the Ravens did their defense, and you'll have a better model for your team to follow. But once they allowed some points, but again, tiny little bumbles here and there are going to happen with any football team. It's the fact that after that, Texans got shut down.
Yep.
So, you don't
really
piss off. You don't piss.
I'm sorry, but that was a blow for the Texans.
Yep.
Ditching Andre Hopkins was bad.
They don't have that spark.
Yeah. And it's not even just that. You piss off a Ravens team, you bring out the three-headed monster. You got fucking Lamar Jackson, who could be quarterback or running back if you want.
Yeah.
Fucking Mark Ingram, who ended up topping his top speed at 19.3 now. And fucking Mark Andrews, who will sneak into the fucking end zone and be there all 6'5" of his badass self. Like, yeah, I got that.
Oh, you can't leave out Mark Andrews, your tight end there. He's been very underrated, but yeah, he didn't get targeted too much in that game. But watch out for him as well.
He didn't get targeted too much, but the 2 times both times he was in the end zone.
He scored this. I can't. I know he wasn't targeting too much, but
right.
I did like the Seattle and New England game. That was a good game.
Oh, who didn't? I mean, there might be some people out there that didn't, but I love that game. That was a football game.
I did too. That was one of the best games I've seen in a long time on a Sunday night game.
Just whenever you got Seattle and Patriots, somehow it always comes down to a 1-yard line. Somehow.
Yeah.
Okay, and let's get to that. So Sunday night's game. I didn't watch it. I don't even know what I was watching. What did we watch on Sunday night? Did we go somewhere?
Sunday night?
Oh, I got fucking drunk. I went to bed. I was fucked up. I was shit-faced. I went to bed at like 9:30 Sunday night.
Oh, wow.
So I was that bad. So I went to bed. I got up at 7 o'clock next morning because I had to work anyway. But the Patriots, there was a controversial call at the end of the game. What happened at the end of the Patriots and the Seahawks game? I was watching the news. I was watching the news this morning, and they.
What the controversial play?
What happened though? It had something to do with Cam Newton. It had something to do with the play call for the Patriots.
Oh, really? Maybe it was just the last play call.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead, sir.
It was just like, why would you run the ball with Cam Newton on the 1-yard line? You should have just gave it to Sony Michel or somebody else.
Okay, so here's the thing. Bob it. So how big is Cam Newton?
6'5", 6, 260 maybe, right around there.
So why not let him run the ball?
Yeah, that's true. Why not? You're right.
But what happened is, I think a Seattle lineman made a nice move on the offensive lineman, and he just cut over Cam Newton.
Okay, so that's not Cam Newton's fault. That's not a bad play call. It's just really good defensive play. People have got to stop. Well, why did they do that? Why did Tom Brady throw it on fourth why did Russell Wilson throw it on 4th and goal, or whatever it was in the Super Bowl against the Patriots? Why did they hand the ball off to Marshawn Lynch? Because the reason that Seattle did that is, what does Seattle always do? What did Seattle always do in that situation? What is one thing that they always did? Gave the ball to Marshawn Lynch. Russell Wilson's considered one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. He can make a play. It just New England, I think it was Malcolm Butler, just made a better play. Can we just go with that? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
And that was the whole thing. Malcolm Butler made a great play. And I didn't watch the game. I didn't see the play. It was just a great play by the defensive player, I'm assuming. So how can we fault Bill Belichick for putting the ball in the hands of the best player that he has? I can't. Because Cam Newton is the best player on that offense. He didn't have James White. James White wasn't there. And Sony Michel, the man has been known to make mistakes. Bill Belichick does not trust him in situations like that.
You know, I like Cam Newton up in New England. I think that's a great fit for New England. He fits their offense. You know, he fits what they want to do. Type thing. And I think Russell Wilson's got to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Like, honestly, his performances have been fantastic.
Who, Cam Newton, one of the best quarterbacks in the league?
No, I'm saying Russell Wilson.
Well, his rookie year, he was really good. I watched him play at Wisconsin. He took a year off from football, and he came back and played, and he just looked world beater. He's the reason that Wisconsin was as good as they were. They did have a two-headed monster, they had a three-headed monster. They had Melvin Gordon, Monte Ball, and James White were their three-headed monster that year. Each one almost had 1,000 yards rushing. I think Melvin Gordon fell like 30 yards short of 1,000 yards rushing that year, and he was a freshman. So that's
so 5 touchdowns in that game, Russell Wilson.
Well, I mean, Brett Favre threw for 5 touchdowns in his first game. And these quarterbacks, these people, those on Twitter, people are like, who can make this throw? And it was Patrick Mahomes throwing the ball on the run, throwing it to the sideline. The guy catches it. Who can make this throw? And I said literally just about every other fucking quarterback in the fucking NFL can make that throw. It's just sometimes it doesn't, and everybody thinks that Patrick Mahomes is the only one who can fucking make that throw. I've seen Aaron Rodgers do it in his fucking sleep. He did it in a playoff game, which is more clutch than you could ever do. And the Packers ended up, and we were talking about field goals. Mason Crosby kicked a 54-yard field goal to end the game against Dallas that year in the playoffs, and he had missed a couple extra points and a couple of field goals in that game. Coop. So, but so quarterbacks are the reason that team goes. As the team goes, the quarterbacks go. As the quarterbacks go, the team goes. And you look at Monday night. Drew Brees is looking his age, folks. Drew Brees looks pedestrian right now. So does Tom Brady. Tom Brady looks pedestrian.
Yep.
I think 40 years old doesn't do. Phillip Rivers looks pedestrian. Right, Sarah? You can say it.
He's had 77% of his passes.
He's completed 77% of his passes, but has he been clutch? Has he come through? Has he come? So my point is he come? Fucking Aaron Rodgers. There's fucking Tyrod Taylor could throw 77% of his passes. Would you consider him one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL?
No.
Okay. Phillip Rivers used to be. But the problem with Phillip Rivers is he gets in his own fucking head thinking he's all that in a bag of chips.
But I think they got back to their bread and butter with the running game. I think they. Who
did they play?
They played Minnesota.
The Vikings.
Jonathan Taylor ran for over 100 yards in that game.
So did Aaron Jones, and so did Jamal Williams in there. Well, no, they ran for over it was like 170 yards in that game. They had 4 guys that had like over 5 yards. Minnesota's not very good. Minnesota's worse than Jacksonville. Calling it now. Jacksonville isn't as bad as I thought they were.
No, I think Jacksonville looks pretty decent, personally.
But Phillip Rivers, again, and 2, If you look at
serviceable.
Sarah, the guy for me. I said it last year. Last year was his year. The guy's not gonna win a Super Bowl ever. He'll never win a Super Bowl. Why? Because he thinks he is the greatest player to ever put on a uniform.
No, he's not. I'm not saying he's
no,
not.
He's not. But that's his attitude. His attitude is fucking terrible. He never. If you've watched him, if you've watched Phillip Rivers, he always blames everybody else and not himself for anything. That's been his problem his whole career.
Well, even Drew Brees said it last night in the press conference, after the game, type thing. Mm-hmm. He said, "I'm not in sync. I'm not playing like I normally play." And he even admitted it. Like at least he admitted that, hey, I need to put some of the blame on myself too, because it's not not my other players' fault either. Type thing. So I thought that was pretty good. At least he took the blame for it too.
Right. So, okay, let's talk about Monday night's game. The Saints lose to the Raiders. Did anybody expect the Raiders to be 2-0 or 1-1?
I did
They're
not.
2-0. They're 2-0.
Are they 2-0?
Yes, they are. They beat Carolina week 1, and they beat the Saints week 2.
I think the bigger win is beating the Saints.
Mm-hmm, yes,
the Saints got exploited by Derek Carr last night. John, now I'm going to say this, and I said it at the beginning of the year. Everybody that wanted John, all you Raiders fans said, we gave up too much for John Gruden. Did you? Did you really?
So.
Hell no.
I don't think so.
Best coach in the NFL. Best coach in the NFL. Best coach in the NFL besides Bill Belichick. That guy gets his players to fucking play. And that's the kind of coach I love. He gets his players to play for him no matter what. If you looked at the Raiders last night, they were into that game. The Saints were like a step slow. And John Gruden is all John Gruden. Because it's exactly the same team it was last year.
Yep.
I don't think the Raiders are any better than they were last year. But John Gruden knows how to get his players to play.
One thing I want to mention at the beginning of the game.
Hold on, Sarah. Go ahead, Coop.
One thing I mentioned in the first half that I saw a lot of Raiders were putting up a lot of penalties at the first half of the game. I know that, and that was then they got together a little bit.
Yep.
But just maybe that's something down the road that the Raiders need to control is the penalties.
Yeah. They looked really good. The Raiders are legitimate, folks. Don't sleep on them. I said it at the beginning of the year. The Raiders were going to be that sleeper team that nobody wants to talk about because they got the Chiefs and the Broncos, but the Broncos aren't that good. I'm sorry, I never bought that the Broncos were any good. So I'm not going to sit here and Bobbit is sleeping. So
I think the Chargers are better than the freaking Broncos. Like, sorry.
I don't know about that. I think the Chargers have a ways to go. Chargers have a really good defense. Did you see Bobbit sleeping? Bobbit's sleeping.
Nah.
I can't scream. I can't hear.
No, you can't hear, but you can see. He pops on camera every once in a while. He's sleeping.
I haven't seen him at all. On my end, it's not showing his face or anything.
But no, the Raiders are legit. I like John Gruden.
There it is.
I really do. I've been a huge John Gruden fan for like a long time.
Here he comes. Look at the stream itself. He's going to pop on. He's fucking sound asleep. There he is, sleeping.
There. Oh, there. Now I see you.
See? Bob, wake the fuck up. All right, so I think we're pretty much done with talking about what happened this past week. Any takeaways, final thoughts about this past weekend?
Smart move by John Gruden going for the kick at the end. I liked his.
I wouldn't say it was a smart move. Very gutsy. Very gutsy move. That just tells you that he has a lot of faith in his players. And he gets his players to play, which is what I want to fucking see in a coach. So, for all you Raiders fans that were saying, why did we give up this much for John Gruden? What did I fucking tell you all? You fucking whiny little bitches. Oh, now you think he's the greatest coach in the fucking world. Get the fuck out of here.
I guess all those trade round picks for that what Khalil Mack was it that they had to trade away for?
Yeah,
I think it's helping.
Yep.
Yep.
He was right.
Right. So that being said, Bob, are you awake now? Can't hear you, buddy.
Yeah, I'm right. I forgot to press the button.
Yeah, you forgot to wake the fuck up. When fell asleep? Is there anything you wanted to talk about in the late games?
Not really, to be honest with you.
Okay. All right. So that being said, we're ready to go into the picks. Going into week 3. Are we ready? Did you put that thing up there? Did you? So Heather fixed the sideline chart. So there is this week's, and I think Sarah somehow fucking went 16-0. I'm still trying to figure that shit the fuck out.
Oh, holy shit. Well done.
No, that was lucky. Lucky. Don't pat yourself on the fucking shoulder. Look at you.
Well, I would be too, but that's impressive.
That's only twice. That's only happened twice, and it's been done by the ladies in this fucking.
Well done.
I'm the fucking expert, and I still haven't gone 16-0. How do you guys do this? You just I like their color. I'm gonna pick them. The fuck is that shit? No, you did. Yeah, okay, whatever. So looking at the chart here, silly ass.
Silly.
He's got 26.5. He leads the what? He leads the chat by a half a point over Trek, who is in second. I want to know how the fuck did that happen.
Sarah going
Trek
undefeated this week. Trek leading. Oh my god!
No, you don't.
Turning upside down.
Trek, you don't listen to Sarah. You just pick exactly the same teams she does. You can't think for yourself. So, Trek is in second, right behind Philly Az with 26 points, and then tied for third is Dan Rex is in third with 23. Gina and Rayshawn are tied at 21, and then Rick and THC Bomb are at the bottom with 10 and 9. Oob has 17. So he had Oob's at 17. He's at 17 and 15. So he's at least above 500.
I'm just saying, this is first year Oob's watching football, and he's really enjoying it. So
no, it's good. That's good. And look, football is football. I've always loved football. I'm not going to talk about the fucking other shit that's been going on with the kneeling, and I don't give a fuck about that. So I'm not even gonna talk about it. But yeah, so I don't watch football. Like I said, I don't watch football for that. I watch football for football. All right, so there you go. And Sarah is ahead of me by 3 points. Coop, where are you at? Aren't you behind everybody else?
I don't think I did.
Heather and Bobbitt. Oh, well, you're in third. Heather and Bobbitt are tied with 23. So,
nice. How many? What did I go for picks this week? Was it probably 8 names?
I don't know. Heather's got it.
Oh, okay. I didn't. I don't think I did too.
Hold on. Yep. So there you go. Y'all are picking smart. That's the thing. So y'all are learning, listening, and paying attention. If you're listening to the analysis that we give, that's good. That tells you a lot. It makes me happy to see people not going 0-16. You know, don't get Sarah a big head. The fuck is she? It happened twice.
It just happened once. It's like just not a game of luck. You know what I mean?
It's happened twice. It's happened twice. And the only reason that had Heather picked 16-0 is because she listens to what I say. She actually listens to what I say. I don't think Trek listens. He just picks when you pick.
Oh, it drives me crazy. It's like, just pick for your own stuff. Like, you have your own mind, you know? Like, jeez.
You know. All right. So Thursday's game.
Oh God.
The Dolphins at the Jaguars.
Yeah. Yuck.
Sarah, who you got?
I'm gonna go with the Jaguars.
You picked your own. Okay, Trek. You actually picked the Dolphins.
Hey, maybe they bring in Tua in this game.
I hope so, and I hope he gets fucking lit up like a Christmas tree. I fucking can't stand that kid. I want him to be a bust so bad, because then I can sit there at the Dolphins fans because they got excited because they actually got Tua, and then he sucks. And he just fucking falls. He's the biggest bust in the NFL has ever had. Even bigger than Ryan Leaf. Fuck Tua, whatever the fuck his name is.
Oh, Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah. Sure, whatever the fuck his name is. I don't care. Coop, who do you got? Dolphins or Jaguars?
I'm going to go with the Jaguars.
Okay. Bobbit?
I'm going Jags.
I'm going Jaguars, too. Heather, who'd you take?
Jaguars.
Yep. Next game. Big game. For one team. The Texans at the Steelers.
Oh my God. The Texans are so bad.
Poor Texans. Everybody's talking about the Steelers might be the third best team in the NFL. It's pretty, and that's all the experts are saying this. And I kind of agree with them with the way that they looked the other day in the first game of the year. Go ahead, Heather.
With them getting Big Ben back, they've been revitalized.
Yep. Bobbit, who you got?
I got the Steel Curtain.
Okay. Sarah?
I'm going with the Steelers.
Oh, now you're picking. Now Trek actually picked the Steelers. I see how it is. Look at you two. Look at this shit. Coop, who you got?
I gotta go with the Steelers in this one.
Okay.
I just don't trust Houston. Steelers are looking like the more complete team.
Do you want to hear something funny? The experts are saying that Houston's the fourth best team in the AFC.
Well, I disagree with those statements. I think Houston's on the down.
So So here's why I say you're a dumb shit. I love you, but you're a dumb shit. Who are the first two games that they had? Who are the first two teams that they played this year?
They've had very tough opponents in the Ravens.
Okay,
right?
who are probably the best team in the AFC? In my opinion, they're the best team in the AFC. And then they had who?
The Chiefs.
The defending Super Bowl champions, who are considered to be, in my opinion, the second best team in the AFC. So Houston's got a tough road.
Two tough games for the past two games, but I'm still not going with Houston.
Well, I wouldn't pick Houston. Apparently, Pittsburgh's third best team in the AFC. If you don't pick Houston, because I'm not picking Houston, I'm picking Pittsburgh. But I'm telling you right now, Houston's still winning the AFC South.
I will. We'll just keep it that way and just find out each game down every week. But for now, I just don't see the spark from Houston. So
they've had two really tough games. You can't just say, well, they're done. It's only second games.
I haven't seen that spark to me from Houston from what they had with a year ago with DeAndre Hopkins. Like Will Fuller, I just haven't. He's not Hopkins.
Well, so nobody's DeAndre Hopkins. Nobody's Devontae Adams. Will Fuller's got to be Will Fuller.
Right, but so why did they get rid of him?
Why did they? I told you. How many times do I have to explain this?
Yeah. The budget and everything like that, right?
The fucking I'm better than fucking everybody else. Keep throwing me the ball.
He was like a cancer in the
That motherfucker last year had a couple of drops that he shouldn't have fucking had in the fucking playoff game. So I don't want to fucking hear these DeAndre Hopkins people saying that, well, without the Houston Texans, the Houston Texans, without DeAndre Hopkins, the Houston Texans aren't very good. DeAndre Hopkins is the reason that the fucking Houston Texans lost that game last year because he had some key fucking drops in situations that he shouldn't have. That is a problem that I have with that guy. He thinks he's great, but when it comes down to being great, he's not. When it's crunch time, he's not that fucking good. Devontae Adams is better than DeAndre Hopkins. That's all I'm going to say. Because if you look at put DeAndre Hopkins and then you have Will Fuller and then you have who's the other guy that they traded for?
They have what? Kenny Stills and
Kenny Stills. You put them three on the field. Who are you going to double cover? Of course DeAndre Hopkins is going to get fucking 10 catches. Get the fuck out of here with that shit that he's the greatest receiver in the NFL. They drafted great. No. I'm not saying you. I'm just saying these DeAndre Hopkins gobblecock motherfuckers that think he's fucking great. You look at fucking what Devontae Adams did last year. Being the only guy that could fucking do anything because Valdez-Scantling struggled. Because he was struggling, which this year, I think him, who are you going to double cover? Because he stepped up last Sunday. Scantling looked really fucking good. He looked really fucking good. If you can shore that up, who are you going to double cover? Devontae Adams might lead the league in receptions. He had 14 catches the first week of the season.
Yeah.
DeAndre Hopkins is good. I'm not discrediting DeAndre Hopkins. But when everybody sits here and talks about how great he is, he dropped some passes last year in games, in situations that hurt his team. You don't ever see that. You don't ever see that from Michael Thomas. You don't see that from Devontae Adams. You don't see that from
Julio Jones.
You don't see that. DeAndre Hopkins is great. I'm not going to discredit the guy. But don't sit here and fucking tell me, and I'm not talking to you, I don't want these fucking DeAndre Hopkins fanboys and girls that sitting here telling me that, oh, he's the best receiver there is. Then why did he fucking drop passes he shouldn't have? Because he didn't want to take a hit? Man up, you pussy. You're wearing a fucking jersey. You're wearing fucking pads. Quit being a pussy. That's all I got to fucking say about DeAndre Hopkins. He's a fucking prima. And most receivers are prima donnas. He is what fucking Terrell Owens was. That's what's wrong with DeAndre Hopkins. You watch. There's going to come a time this year where he's going to need to make a play, and it's going to come down to him, and he's not going to fucking make it because he doesn't want to get hurt.
Did drop some balls in the game that I watched. So
see,
you are right about he drops balls. So
because he doesn't want to take a hit, he's a pussy. Sarah or Heather, who did you take, Houston or? I wasn't going off on you, Cooper. I had to get that off my chest because I've been hearing it all fucking week about how great DeAndre Hopkins is. Shut the fuck up.
I will say this: him being in Arizona takes the pressure off Larry Fitzgerald.
It takes the pressure off Larry Fitzgerald, and it could very easily take the pressure off him because he's got Larry Fitzgerald on the other side.
And
they have Christian Kirk too.
Yeah, I was just about to say this Christian Kirk kid. He's just coming in, and man, you got to watch out for him. I'm not sure like who this Christian Kirk is, but like this could be a dominant trio this year.
Des Bryant? Do I think Des Bryant was a prima donna? Yeah, but he made the catches when he had to make the fucking catches.
Yep, he sure did.
DeAndre Hopkins complains. Well, I don't want to take a hit. You can see it. He gator arms shit sometimes because he don't want to get hurt. Why are you playing football then? Go play soccer. Go play you fucking lawn fairy. Anyway, I'm just kidding. I actually like soccer. I'm not going to shit on soccer. I actually like soccer.
Me too.
Okay, so I'm going to take the Steelers. I am taking the Steelers. They're going to go 0-3. Mark my words. Mark my words. They will win the AFC South. Next game, the Bengals at the Eagles. Why did Coop leave? Is he mad at me? What you got, Sarah?
Both these teams are awful. I think I'm gonna go with the Eagles in this game.
I am gonna go with the Eagles as well. Robert, who you got?
What was the game again?
Philadelphia and Cincinnati.
Cincinnati at Philadelphia.
Oh, Philly.
Okay. Heather? I'll get Coop when he comes back. The next game, I'll wait because the Eagles are actually better than what they're playing. They just have to fix some stuff. They were talking about that today. The Eagles just need to fix some stuff, and I think they can do it. Because I don't think Dallas is as good as everybody thinks they are. I mean, they're good. The NFC East, NFC East, if you win 9 games in the NFC East, you're winning the NFC East.
Yeah, that division's trash.
It's bad. It's a bad division. Just give me a second, because Coop left. I'll come back to Coop. You got everything?
Yeah.
Okay. Next game, and I'll get Coop when he comes up. 49ers at the Giants. 49ers lost some key players. Well, the Giants lost their best player. So I'm going to go with the 49ers.
Yep, I'm going with the Niners.
So the 49ers are playing at MetLife Stadium again this weekend.
Yep.
That's huge. Bobbitt, who you got?
I got the 49ers.
Heather?
49ers.
Okay. Yeah, the 49ers are playing in MetLife Stadium again, so be looking out for, and what Coop said, he's going to keep an eye on that with the injuries and stuff. So, yeah. I don't want to go too far because then we'll be like sitting here with Coop talking about. Oh my God, I hate this fucking song. Here I am, how do you do? It's Wendy's watching some.
Here I am stuck in the middle with poo.
What? So yeah, all right. Next game, I'll come back to it. Raiders at Patriots. I'm going with Patriots. It's in New England. I'm going with the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Patriots.
Sarah with the Patriots. Bobbitt?
I'm going Raiders.
Okay. Heather, who'd you go with? I think you haven't picked the Patriots yet this year, have you? Patriots might win the AFC East. I don't know how good the Buffalo Bills really are. I'm not going to count out New England, but we'll see.
You know, I said it when Carolina played the Raiders week 1. Raiders is that team, man. They could fuck up some shit this year.
Yeah, I mean, I get you. I'm just starting to worry about Coop. We'll come back to that. Did you get everybody? Yep. Titans at the Vikings.
Oh, God.
I'm going to go with the Titans because they're going to just... And it's in Minnesota, but I'm going to go with the Titans. Sarah?
I'm going to go with the Tennessee Titans.
Bobbitt? Tennessee.
I'm going Tennessee.
Who'd you take? You went with the Vikings, even though they have the best linebackers out? Okay. Bold move. Who knows? I mean, Tennessee isn't great. They're good, but they aren't great. And I think Minnesota can be good. They just have to fix some of their shortcomings.
Yeah.
Next game. Did you get everybody or no? Washington at Cleveland.
Oh, my God.
I'm going with Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Cleveland.
Bobbitt?
I'm going Redskins.
Okay. Heather?
Washington football season.
Okay. Fair enough. Rams at Bills.
Oh, man, that's a tough one.
It's in Buffalo.
Rams.
Bobbitt went with the Rams. It's not a bad pick.
I'm going with the Rams.
I'm going with Buffalo. It's in Buffalo. Heather? The Bills are going to win. I think the Bills are better than the Rams. Bears at the Falcons. Go ahead, Sarah.
I think I'm going to go with the Falcons. I don't trust Chicago.
I'm going with the Bears. Bobbitt?
Yeah, I'm going Bears. Falcons, I don't know what the fuck is going on with them this year.
They're terrible. There he is. What's up, Coop?
Sorry, I had a guest that came to the house.
Hey, tell him you're fucking busy.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. So I'm going to go back. 49ers at New York Giants. Now, this is why you're going to keep an eye on that, because the 49ers are playing in New York again.
Yeah, that's why I'm going to keep the turf,
He didn't get the Eagles? Oh, what about the Bengals at the Eagles? What do you got?
Oh, shit. Jesus, that's a tough one for me.
Jesus.
You know what? I'm gonna go with the Bengals.
Okay.
I like what I see from Joe Burrow. 61 pass attempts from Joe Burrow.
Yeah, but how many of them were completed? How many of them were completed, though? Okay.
Maybe like half of them or something like that.
That's not good.
Watch out for the passing game.
When he has to throw 61 times, that's not good. It's not good.
Joe Mixon what that means, Joe Mixon is like an issue or something like that. Because he just signed a new contract with them.
That could be. He could be the DeAndre Hopkins of the running backs. But I'm not going to sit here and say that because I haven't watched any any games with the Cincinnati Bengals. But 49ers and Giants. 49ers missing some key players. Are they going to have a run game? Although the Giants are missing their key player. I'm sorry. Shut your fucking mouth. You see, key. Who do you got, Coop? What you got?
I'm going to go. From what they're saying, I want to see the depth of the 49ers, see how they do against the Giants. I just don't trust the roster of the Giants right now.
Well, nobody trusts the roster of the Giants.
Nope.
And next week I will be coming back with our top 30 or the power rankings because I didn't do that. I haven't done that. I'll come back with that next week. So we'll keep an eye on. I'll look it up. I actually looked it up and I had written down like for last week and I forgot to fucking do it. All right. Do that. All right. Raiders at Patriots. Coop.
Raiders at Patriots?
Yep.
Shit. Ooh, this. You know what? I'm gonna go with the Raiders. I think that they're just they're looking good right now. It's gonna be a tough game.
This is why you lost to me the first year we did this.
What? Just because to me it just Raiders. I think they could be spoilers and just I don't know. I think it's gonna be a really tight game though. I think this could be like a 3-point game.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Titans at the Vikings. Tennessee at Minnesota. It's in Minneapolis.
Tennessee.
Okay. The what the fucks at the Cleveland Browns. It's Washington. Washington at Cleveland.
What the fucks? I'm gonna go with the Browns.
I am going to shit on the Lions. I shit on the Lions earlier, Trek. Go ahead. Sorry, Coop.
I just think I don't know what's going on with Washington. I think they can't go to one guy all the time. The Malorcan or something like that.
McLaurin? Yeah, McLaurin. But we have to remember that the Browns are Cleveland.
Right. But I haven't seen offensive weapons.
I picked the Browns myself.
I'll go with Browns.
This is an interesting game because we kind of talked about it. The Rams and the Bills, and it's in Buffalo.
Ooh,
this might be game of the week.
Yeah, this. You know what? I'm gonna bounce back on the Rams
Sunday,
here, and
right?
I think they're gonna pull out the win.
Say it again.
I'm gonna go with the Rams. I think that they looked good. They looked in sync, going for 3 straight drives in the first quarter of that last game.
Hey, Trek, the Lions. Go ahead, Coop. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead, finish your thought.
But Josh Allen, man, this is another type game because Josh Allen's doing very well so far. Very underrated. Josh Allen is.
Yep. Hey, Trek. I wouldn't exactly call 42-21 shitting on my team. Think about what you just said.
Not to mention your team is now
they were
shitting on itself.
They were ahead 14-3 and should have run Green Bay right out of the fucking stadium and didn't because they took a shit on themselves with 3 minutes to go in the first half. I mean, literally. Matthew Stafford pooped his pants. So, no, they didn't almost shit on Green Bay. Detroit is terrible. I said it Sunday, and I'll say it again. Detroit is one of the worst teams in the NFL. Because they don't know how to finish shit. That's why.
Their coach sucks.
They do. The Lions are terrible. The Bears at the Falcons. And we were just getting ready to pick this game, and we did not get because you popped back on. Bears at Falcons. I picked the Bears.
Man, there's a lot of really ugly games right now, but tough. Man, I'm going to go with the Falcons because they can still score up points. And the Bears, they look slow off to the start when they try and go in the game. They pick up in the second half, but I think Atlanta is going to pull out and just stay ahead in this one.
Wrong.
Oh, okay. All right, well, we'll find out.
The Bears have really good defense. Their defense is playing so good right now. I don't want to say that because that scares the shit out of me. But as a Packers fan, but I think the Bears just have a better. They're better. The Bears are better than the Falcons, unless Julio Jones can stop being questionable on every fucking play. What's the matter? Next game. Bobbitt or DJ Skinny Penis. This one's just for you. Panthers at the Chargers.
Oh, come on, really?
Yep.
You've got to be fucking kidding me.
Nope.
So I'm going to accept the pick from DJ Skinny Penis and Bobbitt on this one. Coop, who you got?
Man, I'm losing Christian McCaffrey is going to be big for Carolina, so I'm going to go with the Chargers.
I am as well.
I'm going with the Chargers.
I am as well. Heather? All right. Bobbitt, who you got?
As much as I love my Carolina Panthers. I'm picking with my head and not my heart on this one. Well, we're both going Chargers, motherfucker.
So you just confirmed that you are both DJ Skinny Penis and Bobbitt, which confirms.
No, I didn't say that.
But you just said we're both going to pick.
Yeah, it means that we agree, motherfucker.
Real talk. Here's a barn burner. Jets at the Colts. for it being his favorite team, he just he's just like dreads this every fucking week. Who do you got in this one?
Oh man, I gotta go with the Colts.
Bobbitt, I wasn't asking you, fucker. Bobbitt.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said me.
I'm going Indy on this one.
I'm going to go with the Colts as well.
You know me. I'm going with my Colts. Sorry, the Jets.
Jets suck, everybody. Jets suck this year. Okay, that's it.
Coop, who do you? Oh, you
see Moser run on the that fucking run defense is terrible. Okay. Oh my god, the Jets need to fucking just let. Oh my god, just this year, no.
Adam Gase needs to go. I'm sorry, Adam Gase sucks as a coach.
He
needs to go.
I don't know. I still disagree with it, and there's a reason for that. And I think I said it. Heather, who do you got? Yeah. I would. I hate the fucking Colts. I would have just picked the Colts just for shits and giggles. Sarah, I'm sorry. I fucking cannot stand. I cannot stand the Colts. I love Peyton Manning because he's the reason that I fell in love with Tennessee in college. When he went there, I almost said, fuck Peyton Manning. But he was too good of a quarterback to say fuck him. He's the only reason that I cared to even watch Indianapolis. Indianapolis pissed me off when they left Baltimore. And the way that they left Baltimore. And fuck Jim Irsay. And fuck Jim Irsay.
Yeah, that's who it was. It was.
Well, no, Jim Irsay's a douchebag.
I do want to say I want to live in Brad Paisley after.
Brad Paisley looks like he wants to punt fucking Peyton Manning in the forehead.
Yeah, he does.
Just every time that commercial comes on, he just looks at Peyton Manning. He's like, just shut the fuck up, dude.
Nobody wants to live in Paytonville?
I do not want to live in Paytonville. Cowboys at the Seahawks. Heather, who do you got? Heather went with the Seahawks. Bobbitt, who do you got?
I'm going to go with the Seahawks.
I am going to go with the Seahawks as well. Coop, who do you got?
I got to go with the Seahawks. I just Dallas, man, they're struggling.
They are not very good.
They should not have won that game.
No, they shouldn't have. They should not have.
I'm going with the Seahawks.
Seahawks, probably the second best team in the NFC right now, behind Green Bay. Barely. I think Green Bay and Seattle are two best teams in the NFC. With San Francisco and all the injuries that they have, San Francisco may go 9-7 this year. The two people especially the one guy that they lost, is a huge loss for them because he was the reason that defense was so fucking good last year.
Nick Bosa is a blow to their defense.
I hate both the brothers, but I'm telling you right now, they are the reason why their teams are so good on defense. Because they can get pressure at any given time. They can do whatever the fuck they want and get away with it. Not in a bad way. They're just that fucking good. Next game, Buccaneers at Broncos. I'm going with the Buccaneers on this one. Heather, do you want to come over here? I'm going to go grab a drink. I'm going to go with the Buccaneers. Sarah, go ahead.
I'm going with Tampa.
I'm also going to go with the Bucs.
Yeah, there's not much of a choice for this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Drew Lock's not playing. They got the backup in. They lost Corey Sutton. Denver.
Right.
And then they don't have Von Miller for the rest of the year either with his torn ACL.
Yeah.
I'm saying this now. I'm choosing Tampa, but if Denver was healthy, I would honestly go with Denver.
I would too if they were healthy, but they're far from healthy right now.
That's true.
Kind of not, but whatever. Jesus. Next game. We Lions at the Cardinals. Sarah?
I'm going with Arizona. F the Detroit Lions. They freaking suck. I do not like the Detroit Lions at all.
Who?
Kyler Murray is going to tear that secondary apart. Cardinals.
Bobbitt?
Oh, Cardinals for sure.
I'm going to say the exact opposite of you. It's not the secondary that's bad, it's the run defense that's terrible.
The run defense. All right. Well, from what I saw, they used the secondary, a lot of penalties that costed them. That's what I saw.
Because it's fucking Lions, man.
All right.
Did you just say it's the fucking Lions? That's all
We did.
Trek, I'm not sorry for saying that because your Lions are terrible.
They're rotten. When you have a team, and I'm sorry, and I'm going to talk about it. When you have a team down 14-3, and you're able to stop them from doing anything, and then in the final 3 minutes, you decide they gave up. I think they gave up. Didn't Green Bay end up taking the lead into the halftime? Didn't they take the lead? They gave up like fucking 21. I think they gave up 21 points in the fucking second quarter.
Pick six. That's how they did, right?
Yeah,
Pick
but
six,
they gave up 21 points in the second quarter, and 14 of those points were in the final 3 minutes. It's like how can you be this bad? And what did I say about Matt Patricia? He is a terrible coach. That's the guy that needs to be fucking fired.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, he's on the hot seat. Dan Quinn's probably on the hot seat.
Oh, Dan Quinn's on the hot seat. Dan Quinn wasn't on the hot seat, but then everybody figured out what kind of defense he was running. You can't run that kind of defense in the NFL. Maybe college, but not in the NFL. All right, next game. And I've said that the Rams at the Bills is probably the game of the week, but these final two games, the NFL's done really good at scheduling these first 3 weeks. Packers at the Saints.
Oh.
Go ahead, Heather. Coop?
From what I saw from the Saints and what I'm seeing from the Packers are more complete right now. Aaron Jones is looking great, so I'm going to go with the Packers.
Sarah?
I'm going to go with the Saints.
Why?
I think they're going to bounce back this season.
But why?
It's in New Orleans. So.
Okay, but why? Okay, so what I'm asking you, there has to be more. Just because it's in New Orleans isn't it? There's no fans. So really there's no home field advantage. So why? What makes you think that New Orleans is going to beat Green Bay?
I think Drew Brees is going to come out swinging.
Say it again, Sarah.
I think Drew Brees is going to come out swinging, and he's going to be pissed off.
He came out swinging last night. Still looked like shit. Still got beat. Do you want to know what I think the difference is going to be? I'll get to that in just a minute. Bobbitt, who do you got?
I got the Green Bay Packers.
I agree with Sarah, and I'll tell you why. One guy. What does Green Bay struggle with?
Running.
What is that one guy that they have?
Kamara.
No, Alvin Kamara.
One guy. It's not Drew Brees. Alvin Kamara is going to have 100 yards receiving and probably 100 yards rushing in this game. Why? Because Green Bay does not know how to fucking defend a running back. And this is why fucking Detroit had Green Bay on the fucking ropes. They were able to run the ball, and they were able to throw the ball out of the backfield. Run catching out of the backfield. Green Bay was fucking done. And Detroit decided to go away from it. With Alvin Kamara, he is... Look at last year, Green Bay with Carolina. Green Bay struggled against Carolina. Why? Because Christian McCaffrey had 100 yards rushing and caught the ball. I think he had 100 yards receiving in that game. And Green Bay damn near lost that game last year. Green Bay struggles against running backs that are dual threat.
Latavius Murray's pretty good, too. They have a pretty
But he's a running back's running back. He's not a guy that's going to catch the ball out of the backfield. Alvin Kamara is a dual threat.
Yeah.
He can hurt. That's why I'm picking Green Bay or New Orleans for that reason and that reason only. However, if New Orleans plays like they did last night, Green Bay will kill them. Green Bay will kill them. But I do agree with Sarah. It has nothing to do with Drew Brees. It's going to be Alvin Kamara. If Green Bay can shut down Alvin Kamara and figure out how to stop it, Green Bay will win. But I am going with Green Bay. Or New Orleans, excuse me. I keep saying Green Bay. I want to pick Green Bay, but I just don't see him beating New Orleans. And then the Monday game. This is probably the game of the week. The Chiefs at the Ravens. Did everybody pick the game? Yes. Chiefs at the Ravens. Bobbitt, who you got? It's in Baltimore.
I got Ravens.
Okay. Sarah?
I'm going to go with Baltimore.
Okay. Coop?
I'm going to go with Baltimore because I just think that defense is going to shut down Patrick Mahomes a little bit. I'm not sure if Sammy Watkins is hurt either, too, so they could be a man down.
Yep. Okay. I'm going to let Heather pick the end here at the last, and I want her to give me a reason why, not just because Baltimore is your favorite team. I'm actually going with Baltimore. Kansas City got exploited by the Chargers yesterday. That's why I'm picking. The only reason that I'm picking Baltimore. If Baltimore didn't have any semblance of a defense, I could pick the Chiefs. It's going to be a defense. It's going to be more of a defensive game. The Chargers or the Chiefs aren't going to fucking put up 50 points. Everybody thinks the Chiefs are going to put up 50 fucking points. Baltimore ain't going to put up 50 points either. This is going to all come down to who has the better quarterback. But I'm going to let Heather finish because I keep stealing her thunder. She keeps giving me fucking dirty looks. I'm basing it off of what I've seen. So, but that's what I got. And I'm going to let Heather go ahead with who she picked.
I'm going with the Ravens because the Chiefs got exploited and they got exposed. There's nothing else to say about that.
Do you think the Chiefs have a chance? You don't think the Chiefs have a chance to beat Baltimore?
No, if they come out playing like they did on Sunday, no.
What if they come out like gangbusters though?
Last year when they faced off, Lamar Jackson was still a young quarterback. He's still a young quarterback, but he's got more experience than he's got.
Okay. Didn't Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson get drafted the same year? Okay, so they're both young. Go ahead. I go ahead, dude.
I'm not saying that Patrick Mahomes wasn't a young quarterback. He just had a better team under his belt. The Ravens had some holes that he did fix. One with the tension of maybe that quarterback is Flacco staying or is he not staying? It caused a distraction. This year they don't have that.
Okay. You know, there's another reason why I'm picking Baltimore. I think John Harbaugh is a better coach too.
He is.
I like Andy Reid, but I think John Harbaugh is a better coach. That's just me. All right. So that's week 3 is week 3 picks are in the book. Week 3 picks are in the book. Week 2 is in the books as well. It's been an interesting year. Some teams that we expected to be up there near the top are not shoring up. Minnesota are not playing up to their potential. And I think Eagles. A lot of that has to do. The Eagles are not. Eagles. What?
The Texans.
I'm not going to throw the Texans in that book because look again, the first 2 games of the year. Who are they playing? That's 2 really tough teams to fucking play against right off the bat. You can't. You start out 0-2 just because you start out 0-2. You haven't even played a division game yet. You played against two best teams in the AFC. You played with the Chiefs pretty well. The Ravens, you kind of got your ass handed to you. But I'm not gonna say that the Texans aren't as good as what they've been advertised. I disagree with Coop on that. And that's fine. That's why we do this. It's not like... Am I having trouble speaking? No, I'm not having trouble speaking. It's just that was a tongue twister for a second. Because I was trying to speak ahead of what I was trying to say. But, so, Houston I ain't going to throw in there. And then there's some teams that are exceeding expectations. You got the Rams.
Raiders.
The Raiders. No. I think they're a mediocre team. They're going to be about as good as they were last year. They'll be as good as they were last year. They started out 2-0 last year.
They're going against Detroit next week, so.
Okay, they're going to go 3-0. They haven't played. I mean, they played San Francisco, but San Francisco, they beat San Francisco twice last year. What?
The Steelers have done pretty well this year. I got to give them their credit.
Broncos and Titans, I think they'd be right.
The Broncos are about as good as I thought they were going to be. The Titans might not be as good as I thought they were going to be. But we'll save that for next week because it is that time. I want to thank everybody for being here. We'll be back again next week where we will talk about week 3 and pick week 4. Everybody have a great night. Any final thoughts from anybody?
No, I think we pretty much covered everything.
Say it again.
I think we pretty much covered everything.
Are you sure? I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I got you. Coop, what did you say?
I said it's going to be another great week of football with all the games coming.
Yep. Bobbit, what about you? Anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, it's gonna be a long year for me. And baseball wants you to chug.
I'm not going to chug a beer. Fuck that. Nope. Not happening. But I want to thank everybody. Don't forget, we are doing a competition with the chat. Well, the chat's doing a competition. First place gets a hoodie, or is it a hoodie? A hoodie or a T-shirt. Second place gets the coffee mug that Coop has, or a tote bag, and then third place gets a sticker. So everybody, keep doing your thing, and I hope to see you all next week. Have a good night, and we'll talk to you. Oh, Jesus Christ! We'll talk to you. Go check out Coop. He's playing Among Us. I've watched him play that fucking Sunday morning. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching?
We're trying to get like a big group together. I think that's what Heather wanted.
But go check him out. He does gaming stuff, and he'll talk football and all that good stuff. And you'll see me go after I'm done here. Hop over to the Horny Goat. They hit 200 subs. Just last night, over 200 subs just last night. Go check them out. Gina will be streaming God of War. So go check her out. She's almost done with it, apparently. She says, thank God. I think she just hates that kid in the game. I don't know why. But so everybody have a great night, and we will talk to you next week here for Sideline Study. Have a good night, everybody.
You too.